Hello and welcome to Watching Code Office Hours session number 77. Really quick, the purpose of office hours is as you're going through Watching Code content, if you have any questions with the material and you get stuck with anything, you can just go ahead and ask me directly and then get unstuck. The real point is so that you don't have any excuses when you go through the material. I think a lot of students are learning online on their own. Um, they really fear getting stuck and then not being able to make progress because there's no one to ask for help. And these office hours are here just to remove that concern and kind of put the responsibility on you to show up and do something about it. So the way it works is if you have a question, you'll want to join the video chat. So the way you can do that if you're watching the YouTube live stream is look in the description and you'll get to this document and you'll want to click this Hangouts link and then you'll get to the live stream. And then after you do that, make sure to join the Facebook group to get information about upcoming sessions and other announcements in case there are schedule changes. Usually that's pretty much the only place I ever announce things. I almost never send emails or anything like that. So if you want to get a sense of what's going on in the Watch and Code community, then make sure to join that Facebook group. So aside from that, I just want to kind of give you an update on new stuff, and then we'll open it up to questions. So I'm gonna start filming the last week or so. I've been doing planning on the next series. So we just finished a really big series in Premium. It's Accounting JS. So it was a 26-part series, and I finished that. And so it usually takes a little bit of time to kind of plan the next one. And so that's what I've been doing, and it's in a pretty good place now. And I'm gonna start filming this week, and so you might see something at the end of the next, I guess, seven days ish time frame. But I think 7 to 10 days you'll see something. So I guess expect something in 7 to 10 days. It's like first installment of next premium series in approximately 7 to 10 days. So that'll be fun. And this is only relevant if you kind of finish all the material up till now and you're kind of waiting for that next piece. But it's going to be an interesting series. So I think it'll just be exciting, even if even if you're not at the end of the content, just kind of previewing what you'll learn will be kind of exciting. So that's the only thing I have. And from here, we'll just open it up to questions. We'll start with Jason. Jason, are you there?
Hey, can you give me a hot minute? Let somebody go.
Okay.
I'll go next.
Okay. So come back to Jason. Sherry, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
What are you up to? Did you have any questions or anything?
You know what? I would actually love to go over. So I spent the day today working on the Final Beast Challenge because you kind of had reminded me that I never did the 2 fixed one. So I got that working all right. I need to create a GitHub repo tomorrow and push it through. So I only have it on my computer. Maybe I can copy the code and put it in. First of all, I have to say this was great. And, you know, Gordon, I love that you make us do the test because I took tests from James, Tiffany, and Kenny and put it into my code that I thought was working. And as soon as I put their tests in, did I quickly learn I did not even consider a lot of edge cases or other scenarios. So it was interesting and making me realize, obviously, the importance of not just doing the test, but constructing the test as well. So that being said, I do have it all working right now. I just feel like it is so not eloquent. But that being said, I also know this exercise in itself is not the most elegant thing because we would really just either use multiplication or the exponents to move the decimal over. So I'd love to kind of go over it and try to make it a little bit nicer before pushing it through tomorrow, if possible.
Mm-hmm. Did you read the other student solutions for kind of inspiration and to kind of see
No,
different ways of doing
I
it?
didn't at all. The only thing I did see were some of the mentions with some people, it looks like, did arrays and other people did not. But I really didn't want to look at anyone's solution. I kind of knew how I wanted to approach it and wanted to just try to solve it without looking at anyone else's first.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I mean, now that you have it complete, I think it's really helpful to look at the other solutions so you can see different ways of doing it, or if there are things that you can improve on. That would probably be a good thing to do.
Yeah, I definitely will do that. But I'm not going to lie, this took me a lot longer than I expected to get it solved.
Mhm.
I actually had even started the other day, and after a while, I was even confusing myself with some of it that I had to just stop. And that's kind of what happens sometimes with some of these challenges is I have to walk away for a day or two. And then just even start over in some cases. And this was definitely one of those times. So by the time I actually did get it, so all of the tests passed, I just could not look at anything else having to do with this at all. So I will go back and look at other people's stuff as well.
Okay. Well, I guess once you, because it's on your computer right now, so once you push it to GitHub, and if you want me to take a look, I can. Do you want to do that once we're off the air?
Sure.
Okay. So
Whatever.
I guess
Yeah.
while we're doing the other questions, just try to publish the code so we can take a look at it later.
You know what? Maybe I could just put it in a gist for now.
Whatever you want. Whatever's easiest.
I think it's easiest to do that for now as opposed to creating the repo and pushing it through. And then I could at least share that link with you.
Okay.
All right.
And do you care if we take a look at it off the air? Because I feel
No,
like it'd be really
that's fine.
specific kind of stuff. Okay.
That's no problem. I
Cool.
just would love to kind of go over it before pushing it, because if I can clean it up and make it a little nicer before pushing it through, then that'd be great. If not,
Yeah.
I can always refactor it afterwards. I mean, I know, honestly, I think you and others always say, like, first get something working, and then you could always go back and refactor it. So that was kind of my mindset with this.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Good work, Sherry.
Thanks.
All right. So John and Nefer don't have any questions. They just wanted to listen in. I have a question. So Nefer, what are you working on, and what are your thoughts from today? I know we spoke earlier this morning too.
Mhm.
Have you been able to do anything
I
since the morning?
Yeah. I've been working. So I'm pretty much redoing practical JavaScript, and a lot of it's good review, good refresher. So right now I'm on version 9,
Mhm.
and I kind of want to keep on going and just get as far as I can today. Today I wanted to complete the whole thing, so I'll see how far I can get. And I was a little confused earlier today with the accountability meeting. First of all, I love that concept. I think it's awesome. And I was curious if Ali is like the go-to facilitator for that.
No. Okay. So for other people listening, if you're a paying member, we have these daily weekday meetings where you can kind of post updates and ask questions and stuff. So that's what Nefer is talking about. So what I usually have is I have a different student lead each day. And so today was Ali. It's usually different people. So
Got it.
yeah,
All right, cool.
and it'll probably be you one day.
No, it's
soon,
fine.
maybe this
I'd
week.
be. I mean, it's super simple. I mean, I'd be
Yeah.
more than happy to jump in there.
Yeah, it helps people get to know each other more. Like, so not everyone knows Ali. Like when he leads, the person that leads the meeting, everyone always knows them. And also I can't attend every single one, and so I did that so that there's some independence to the group, and it's kind of a self-organizing group. And so if I'm not there, it's not like it doesn't happen. It'll always happen whether I'm there or not. So
Cool.
yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining that meeting and also this one. It was fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and since you I know you took a break and kind of came back. Since then, there's also been quite a bit of new stuff that was added to Practical JavaScript, right? I was wondering what you thought about that, because that was the first look for you, right?
Yeah, it was. In fact, that's what kind of prompted me to go back and have a look, is because I went from 100% to 90%. Let me just open up. Yeah, I thought it was definitely helpful. There seems to be a lot of confusion with this keyword, so kind of going to the end of Practical JavaScript, I noticed that there's a whole segment devoted to that. So I thought that was pretty cool. What else? Oh, the article that you posted, I sent you an email about that. The Medium post, I think that was really cool.
That wasn't there the last time you looked at it?
I don't think so.
Oh wow, that was a long.
Maybe I think you posted that in September, right? So yeah, maybe it was there, and I just revisited.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what else is there. So when I went back to the material, I just wanted to see the 10% that I missed, right? Since kind of dropping out, and now I kind of forget what the new material is, because it's all kind of lumped in now.
Yeah, it was all randomly dispersed. It wasn't like I added stuff to the end. Well, I did a little bit, but it was inconsistent. Okay, cool. What do you think about this series? That was like
I haven't checked it out yet.
Oh,
I haven't checked it out.
Okay, well, let me know what you think once you do it. Because actually, the reason I added that is because in Premium, in the To-Do MVC jQuery series, people were having problems with that, and so I thought that the problem wasn't really with the first set of videos in Premium, but it was that I didn't do a good job in Practical JavaScript. So that's why I went back and added that. And those examples are just extracted from that first code base. So they're simplified versions of it, and it mirrors exactly the situations you'll see in the first Premium series.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So that's where that came from.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, let me know how things go, and then if you do, like, if a question pops up during the session, just let me know, and I'll get to you.
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Jason, I know you're back. There's one thing I want to mention before I answer Jason's question, though. And it's about something that I saw recently in Practical JavaScript in the discuss comment thread. Let me see if I can find that comment. That'll probably make this easier to understand. Or I guess we don't really need the comment because it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna have an example. And John, since you don't have a question, you'll be my test subject. So you ready for a quiz? John, are you there?
Put it together.
All right, Nefer, you're gonna be the test subject.
Fair enough.
Okay, so because you're going through Practical JavaScript anyway. So we have am I saying it right? Nefer? Is it how do you say it?
That sounds a lot fancier than it is. It's just
Nefer?
Nefer.
Nefer,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, good. I'm glad I asked. So Nefer. So Nefer has his own object, and um, what is your favorite food? Or what is
Tacos.
one of them? Okay, tacos. Okay, it's good enough. And Nefer is very simple. There's nothing else you need to know about him, at least for for this example. Then the question is, how do you modify Nefer's favorite food? Well, you would go to Nefer.favorite food, and then you'd set it to something else. What's another kind of food you like? Like, what kind of tacos do you like?
Uh, um, Carne asada.
Okay.
Jesus, spell that.
All right. That's right. So now you can see it's changed. And then if you want to change it back, you can change it back. And now Nefer is changed too. So the problem is that, so that's the example I had in the course when you want to change it to do or something, or it was a toggle completed, right? When you want to toggle completed, you have a completed property on an object and you want to change it. But what I saw students doing, or what they're confused about, is they're doing something like this. They're doing something like var favorite var food equals never favorite food. Okay, and then so food is tacos, and then they're saying food equals so food right now is tacos, but they want to change it to carne asada tacos. And then students are confused why Nefer's favorite food is tacos, not, they thought they changed it to carne asada tacos. So that's the kind of thing that was confusing, and I wanted to kind of address it. So if people are doing practical JavaScript, this is kind of an important point. Jason said it doesn't change the original. Jason, you want to explain why?
I'd like to give an awesome description, but you basically duplicated the value. It's got its own. I don't know if this is correct what I'm saying, but its own memory space, or I'm totally shitting a bit on this, but it's its own. It's not mutated, is it?
Okay. Well, so let me draw a diagram. So
Gordon?
yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, I might be able to explain it the way Jason probably meant to, unless you want to just go to the diagram.
Oh, you can take a shot.
Okay. Because you're creating the variable and you're setting it equal to the object or the property of the object. And when you're changing the variable, you're not changing what is assigned to that property of the object. And so that's why it's going to still be taco.
Right. Yeah. That's the gist of it. But I think so that's correct. I think though that I'll try to diagram this and to make it a little more concrete. Let's say let's say we have 3 points in time. So we have at time 0. All right. So at time 0, we have Nefer looks like favorite food is tacos. Okay. And then So at time 0, there's no food variable. At time 1, so the next kind of period of time, Nefer still looks the same, but there's a new variable, food, and it's equal to Nefer.favorite food. And so what's really happening is, and I'll kind of follow through and kind of evaluate this expression. What food is equal to now is, well, we have to go to Nefer.favorite food, and we see the string tacos. So what JavaScript will do is it'll take that string tacos and copy it over. And so food is equal to tacos now. And it's almost like, so really what we have is food is equal to tacos. And so that's the kind of state of time 1. But the key point is that when you assign food to Nefer.favorite food, it will go look at the value of Nefer.favorite food and then copy it over to food. So now you have 2 strings. You have 1 string on Nefer.favorite food, and then you have another string for food. So you have 2 different independent strings. And so that's what kind of Sherry and Jason were talking about. At time period 2, what happens is food is tacos still. Food is equal to tacos. And then you had that statement, food is equal to quesada tacos, right? But because this string is actually different than the one up here, it's been copied over. When you assign food to a different value, you're changing the copied value, and you don't actually change the Nefer property at all. And so state of the world is exactly this. Nothing's changed except food. Nefer is still the same. And yeah, so I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people thought that was confusing. I'm trying to think of a good way. I think that when you progress a little bit further in the course, in the data types and comparison section, it will be more clear, because then, you know, what Jason was talking with memory will make sense. But John, if you mute me again, I'm going to kick you out of the room. Did other people find this confusing when they were learning this kind of concept?
Well, I think for me, I just recently saw that particular video. So so when you're talking about, you know, if an object is equal to an object, it's false because it's a reference. I think that made sense to me when I resaw the video, or when I just saw it recently.
Yeah, I think I'm almost looking for like a hard and fast rule for how to identify this, but it's really like when food is equal to tacos, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you got the string tacos from Nefer. Like food is just equal to tacos and has no relationship to Nefer at all. So when you reassign food to something else, it's not going to change the original object at all, because it has no connection to it. And I think it comes back to that point where you, like, when you set a variable equal to a string, you are literally going to copy it over. It's not going to look to the original string. It's going to copy it over to a new location, and you'll actually have 2 different strings. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not going to. So So a lot of people are not confused about it, and then some students were confused about it. So I just wanted to mention that. And then if you're on the chat here and you want an elaboration on this, or if it's unclear, let me know too. Is everyone cool with that? Wait, Charlie, where are you in the content? Charlie, are you there? Okay. All right. Well, I'll just continue because I just wanted to mention that because I saw some people were confused by that. All right. So Jason, are you ready?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yep.
All right, this actually probably was a good beginner step into what I may ask, and it's pretty simple from test-driven to do test-driven for each. No, sorry, test-driven for each. The last part of it with what do we call that? The
Can you share your screen so people can see?
I'm just trying to explain what I was doing. This. One second. Yeah, configurable this object. Sorry. Yeah.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, did. All right. So we have this. This is what I did originally, and I did it both times. I've been through test-driven on for each 2 times, and I always did it this way first, with just checking for a configurable this object passed in here. I went over it with, going through your complete things. You always assign it to another variable. I did, check for this, and then, first assign the callback to a variable, and then, did this to it.
Mm-hmm.
Both each work exactly the same way, but the video says there's a reason why you do this, and I don't know why it is. Like both tests will pass.
Yep. So I think what I did. Oh yeah. So what? Go back to the code. Yeah. So version 2 was my technique. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say, and it looks like yours does this too, but I was trying to be pretty clear that I think I called it for each callback, but you're calling it the callback. I wanted to make it clear that the value could change.
Okay.
So I wanted to declare a new variable that was distinct from the parameter name.
But there's no like performance or reason to do it. It's just to be
Nope.
explicit.
Yeah, it's just a communication thing. And yours is good too, because you're saying if you want to change this, then we're going to change the callback, and that works too.
Yeah, you started off with saying there's many ways to do this, but I just wanted an explanation. Like this isn't the wrong way or the right way. It's all fine and dandy. I just wanted to make sure. I mean, because like the test passed, but I just wanted to hear it from kind of you saying like it is what it is. But I understand what you're getting at is explaining it like save the callback and we'll change it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I got.
So it's just a communication thing. The really these two versions are identical.
Do you want to see my fail image?
Okay, sure.
Just for shits and giggles. It's fun. Anyway.
Nice. That's good. You're having fun with it.
Yeah, I finished the 4 each today, and I was talking to I don't want to pronounce it wrong again. What's his name? You mentioned it earlier. Niffer. Yeah. we had a nice chat today, and he got back into it, and we discussed how I've been here for a while, and I'm just getting back into things. So, but besides trying to push myself too fast, too hard, like I told, like we had a discussion. I said I'm a little tired. Like after doing 4-H, getting back into things, it's like I'm not gonna press myself a little harder and go too fast, too quick. I was like, so I had like 30 minutes before the kids got home, so I thought I'd do a pass and fail, a little frown and smile icon within the time. Just
Nice.
to pass the time.
Yeah, and then the other thing that is not related to your question. Well, it is kind of related, but it's not. I know you didn't ask about this, but if people are watching and they're wondering like why you would want to change this, there's actually an example of that in practical JavaScript. In destroy all for loops. What we did is we set this object to app, I think, or something like that, because the default was window or something. Do you remember that?
I do. You also mentioned in that same video, you did go back to, I think you went back to to do the MVC about passing this around. So, so it all came back together and it made sense.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it was fun.
Cool. Awesome. Well, good work, Jason. Did you have anything else? Any other questions?
No, I hope to next time around.
Awesome. We'll keep up the good work. We'll move to Derek. Derek, you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, how's it going, Derek? What have you been up to?
Where do I start?
Uh-oh.
Super busy. Work has got crazy. We're just doing Angular 2 stuff, Angular command line interface stuff, services, and doing this. Like, honestly, I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's just
observables.
Observables, writing interfaces, exporting interfaces, you know, doing some testing on the side. It's just crazy. I'm just trying to get my code to work. I'm not obsessed with like the names and everything. I'm just, can my code work? If I can do that, then it's fine. I'll be able to explain it later. Just
wow, sounds like Angular is a lot of fun.
It is, but it is, especially the command line interface stuff is. I get the gist of it, but it's like it's making some things a lot complicated than it should be. Personally, for me.
Yeah. No, it's not just you. It's not just you. I think everyone feels that way.
All the while, I'm still trying to like better my skills in JavaScript. So it's like I'm getting thrown in the deep end, and then it's like I come back in, to the shallow side. I'm just like, okay. And then I'm, gaining all these other concepts that I kind of miss, teaching myself, and it's like, oh, okay. And then I kind of go back and, gain some composure, and I gain like a fairly decent understanding of certain things, and then I kind of go back in the deep end, and then I'm like, once I feel like I got something, down, another wave hits me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm almost drowning, and then I gotta tread back water to the shallow end and figure out another concept, and then go back in. So it's this back and forth for me, really.
Mm-hmm. Have you been able to? Where are you on the watching code stuff?
I am on the sorry.
Derek, I think you muted yourself, or someone muted you.
Sorry, I accidentally muted. I am on the third video of the MVC to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just really reading through the code, just getting a really, really good understanding of it. It's pretty cool because it's kind of, it demystifies a lot of things too. It's like, oh, okay, this is, base.js, is this all it was? This is, or app.js, it's like, okay, this is just doing, this, and this. And it's like, okay, cool. So So I'm only really through the third video of the MVC. I think it's like the first two videos are like 75 minutes long or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm only on the third one.
Got it. Did you have any questions or anything that was weird that you wanted to clarify?
No, no. Honestly, I think I'm just usually I kind of speed through things like this, and I think I got it, and then I realize I don't. So I'm deliberately forcing myself to like go at a snail's pace. Like, hey, read this documentation, instead of just using a bunch of technologies. I'm starting to read them and read the documentation first and really understand what I'm doing. And that's kind of what the classes help me do. It's like because I've been through a bunch of tutorials and a bunch of things, and it's just like I get a general understanding of stuff, but I don't get that deep knowledge that I always that I want. So I've been deliberately going through all the documentation, reading everything. Literally, I read that the glitch. I think there was a file. I can't remember the name of the file. Director.js or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I literally read through that file, and then I watched your video, and you was like, "Oh, we don't have to read through that. Like, that's really just." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh man," but it was good for me because I was able to like really, see, some of the inner plumbings of some of the JavaScript, and again, it just helped me deliberately sit there and say, "Hey, understand this stuff as best as you can," and then if you have any questions, and hit you up on Slack, but. For the most part, it's been kind of just me, steady, just forcing stuff into my head, opposed to just kind of breezing through it and knocking it out and thinking that, there's this one magic video or tutorial that's going to help me just magically understand JavaScript. It's the hard, the hard inner works of it that's really going to get me there. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's cool too because like what you see with Director.js. I mean, you're seeing it in Angular too with the Angular router or whatever it's called. I mean, it's doing the same thing. A URL is mapped to a function, and that's really all it is.
Right.
So you kind of see it at its purest form in Director.js. And then Angular has to hook it up into like the dependency injection system and all that other stuff it does.
Angular 2, I will say this, Angular 2 has made things a lot simple. I mean, honestly, I was not, when I was working in Angular 1, I did not understand most of it. It completely went over my head. And Angular 2 it simplified a lot of things for me because I was able to understand, directives and, dependencies and, Angular 2 doesn't really do dependency injections that much. It's just really just importing a file, which, I mean, you're technically using it as a dependency, but you're importing a file, use this file here, or, use this file wherever you want to use it, and just kind of move along there. But it's really kind of helped me to see like, oh, this beast that was Angular is not really, that big. It's just that, if once you kind of read through it, it's like, oh, okay, this is this, and this is a route, and this is a service, and this is a singleton, and things like that. And it's just like, oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Cool, awesome. Well, it's good to see where you're at, Derek, and yeah, if you do have any questions as this session goes on, let me know, and I'll be sure to get back to you. But I guess you just kind of wanted to observe today.
Yeah, I'm observing, but I mean, if I can pick up anything new, I will. But right now, I was just observing. I didn't have any questions with anything.
Okay. Oh, so when we go off the air, I'm going to do a code review for Sherry, so that might be worth sticking around.
Okay, cool.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks, Derek. So we got one more person. Charlie, are you there? Charlie? Charlie, if you're talking, we cannot hear you. Okay. Well, Charlie, so we can't hear you right now. So I don't know if you're there or if you're having microphone issues. But if you change the settings in Google Hangouts, you can select the correct microphone, and that might do it. Otherwise, you can kind of just stick around, and we'll probably go off the air soon. You can ask your question there too. And then if that doesn't work, you can type it into the chat, and we'll see your question there. All right. So Charlie, once you get your mic issues, just shout, and we'll hear you. Okay. Well, okay. What time is it? So we're at 40 minutes in. Oh, okay. You didn't have a question, just hanging out. Okay. Well, what will I do from here? So last week it was kind of fun I kind of had added commentary on the Facebook posts. So we could do that again today. Does anyone have other ideas on what they'd want to do? Any requests? Pretty open. I'm pretty much do anything. So and any requests? No. All right. So I'm gonna add my commentary to Facebook. Yeah, so I guess Eric John had the question. You can read it here. And I guess to rephrase, it's like, what is in premium? And M. Felipa Rosales actually had a really good answer. And Aubrey had a really good answer too. So everything that's in premium is actually listed on this URL. And then M. Felipa Rosales kind of adds a little bit more depth there. And then also I've been referring people to this article. Just go to this URL, and this kind of talks about the philosophy behind the curriculum, which is actually more helpful than knowing what's in it, because I think just seeing what's in it is not going to make the most sense for you if you're coming from practical JavaScript, because you'll literally just see a listing of things that you don't know, so it's not going to mean much to you. But this article kind of tells you the philosophy that drives the curriculum, so that'll be more helpful for you. So that's kind of some commentary on Erjan's question. What else? Any other things? There weren't really any new things this week. Oh yeah, so this one from John was basically wondering why the output in his console looked a little different than mine. It's because Chrome is constantly updating, and so even if you have if you log a variable 3 months ago versus today, it's going to look slightly different just because the user interface has changed a little bit, but it doesn't matter. So if you're ever unsure about whether your code's messed up, you can just open up my code by going to the same Plunker URL that I'm on, and then if it looks the same as yours, then it's a Chrome issue. It's not anything to do with you. So Jason suggested I open up the console on the Facebook page. I guess, Jason, that was what you're referring to. So don't do that. Don't.
They're just giving you a straight up, you could be Hack Central if you can, throw some stuff in here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've never seen a console warning such as like Facebook gives you, like, stop, get out of here.
Yeah, because it's authenticated as you, and then you can write a script to, like, I don't know, spam people and steal your contact information and stuff like that.
Right.
There's nothing really interesting on here. So any last questions before I end the broadcast? No. Okay. All right. Well, then that's it. That's the session today. As usual, once the broadcast ends, we have a more casual off-the-air chat. So if you have more random questions, you can ask them there. And then if you want to watch Sherry's code review, you can join that. But if not, then I hope to see you next week and get your questions ready for that. All right. Well, thanks again for people that are joining and watching. And if you want to join that off the air chat, then call into the Hangout right now. And if not, I'll see you next week. Bye.